comfy.
It's been like an hour. Let's just do this.
Okay, go. Before I have to poop again, go.
Hey everyone, it's Catherine. Today on my channel I have all my little friendos here. These are my high school friends, so we all go to different colleges, so we have very different experiences. A lot of you have been sending me questions on Tumblr about like college relationships or hookups or like just dynamics in college about that, because it's definitely different than high school, so I brought my girls here to talk to you about that. And I did ask for questions on my Tumblr, so I might do this again and ask questions again. So my Tumblr's down below if you want to ask me questions on that. So, you guys ready?
Yes.
Oh, I guess just first say your name and like where you go to school.
I'm Camille and I go to Emory University in Atlanta, Georgia.
I'm Sarah. I go to Wash U in St. Louis, Missouri.
I'm Catherine. I go to USC, as you all know.
I'm Sarah. I go to the University of Redlands in Redlands, California.
I'm Ellie. I go to Boston University in Boston.
Really? Okay. First question is literally, what is dating in college like?
I don't know.
None of us have dated except for this bitch, so I guess Ellie has a girlfriend now.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh my god! Why did we not know this? Okay, well, I'll explain my first experience. I literally have a vlog where I talk a little bit about what dating in college is like, but basically, I think it's honestly pretty difficult to actually date in college, which is why this question probably exists. The only thing that matters is if you find a person that actually cares and is serious about it instead of just being like, oh, like, I don't really want to commit to anything.
I feel like it's hard, especially in the beginning of college, like your first 2 years especially, because one, the boys are more immature.
Or girls.
No, but I'm talking about the boys. I'm not talking about girls are that immature. Boys are like boys. I guess people in general aren't looking for a relationship until like later in college. And you're like, oh shit, like people actually like meet like who they're gonna marry in college. So junior, senior year, like okay, I have to like start like looking for someone for a freshman sophomore year. Like oh, I'm gonna fuck around. Like it's college. Like whatever.
Yeah, I guess I did not see myself in a relationship at all, but if it comes up, you're not gonna like deny it just because you want it at like a certain time. You just like when it works out, it works out. But yeah, I think a lot of people, for your first couple of years, you expect to just go to parties and like have hookups more than an actual relationship.
You also have to be careful because I know, like, I have a really close friend who, she like instantly got into a relationship and was like totally fine, but when she got broken up with, she had no friends just because she would spend every waking moment with like this guy.
Yeah, I had the same experience with another friend.
Yeah, and like they got back together, but like it's just like balancing like the time that you spend with him or her versus like with your friends. Like you have to like decide how you're gonna do that because you don't want there to be like an uneven balance.
Yeah, that's not what I was saying.
I think it's like, for me, like a lot of people at my school, they use like dating apps, especially if you're like gay, basically. Like a lot of like my gay friends, they all use dating apps because it's really hard to find people.
Grindr, Tinder.
Yeah, like Grindr and Tinder. But it's become like, I remember my freshman year, it was kind of taboo to use it, but now it's like a normal thing. Like everyone uses the dating apps.
How can you tell if guys or girls are truly interested? I must be seriously blind to social cues.
Some guys are so straightforward. Like I have had people who like I will meet them in person and like within a couple hours they will like add me on Facebook and like start talking to me and stuff.
That's
or, like,
true.
Something like that, and it's like this is like so clear. It's almost like Tinder but like real life. Like they just like add you and stuff. But like for everything else, I have no idea. It's probably why I'm single.
Yeah, I mean, if they're making an effort to try to talk to you, that's probably a good sign. I mean, I don't think that's really social cues. It's just like common sense. Like, someone's trying to talk to you, they like probably want to be your friend or like more.
Yeah.
But I think like college is different than like high school in that it's not weird to be like, oh, do you just want to go get coffee? Like everyone.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
like a coffee date. Like, oh, do you want to get coffee with me? That's a date.
Yeah.
Like that's what's considered a date, and everyone's very forward that I've met and that like I've heard about too. Like all my friends, like it's never been, oh, like do they like me or not? In college, everyone's pretty straightforward and is pretty mature about everything. So
I also think that like a lot of the times you don't go straight, at least in college, the beginning of college, you don't go straight into like the relationship phase. It's more like you're gonna be like hooking up or like close friends or like friends with benefits or whatever for a while before you actually get into a relationship. So like
I don't think anyone's ever just gonna be like they meet you and they're like, would you like to go on a date with me at 6:30 p.m.
Yeah, like,
and they're
it's
gonna
so
drive like
fun.
they're not gonna drive off campus with you and stuff, like not because they don't care about you, but just a lot of times it's like they just want to get to know you better on campus, because like getting in a relationship is pretty serious in college and you have like a lot of other responsibilities. So I think like just kind of go through the natural progression. Don't assume like they're trying to date you just because they message you one time and like want to go get a lunch or like coffee on campus, because I make arrangements with people all the time to do that just because I want to see them, not necessarily like want to date them.
I would definitely say like things or like friends with benefits type of relationships are more popular.
Yeah.
Agreed, for sure.
Okay, this one says, okay, I have a question for y'all. So, as of now, I'm a virgin. Do you think it's weird to go into college as a virgin?
No, it's not.
No!
Pretty normal.
Virginity's a social construct.
If you really think about it, and like this is just me, but like if you really think about it, like I thought it was so weird to like not really like do stuff with people in high school, and then as soon as you get into college, you realize how like young you are in high school, and it's just like weird to me.
Yeah.
And like in college, if it's something that you want, it is not hard to find. Like it is not hard to find. I don't even care. I lost my virginity like a week after I started school, like orientation week. Very fun. But it's just like, it's not something you have to be worried about. I have friends who get so nervous about it and they're constantly complaining about it, and like it's really not a big deal, and like if you force it, it's not gonna, especially if you're somebody who's like, you're like in touch with your emotions and stuff, which I'm not. I'm a very desensitized person. You're gonna get hurt, or you're just gonna be really disappointed. You're just not gonna like it, and it's not worth it to do it just to say that you did it. It's just not.
Yeah.
That's not a good way to look at it at all.
I think like nobody cares either. in
No one
college.
really,
Like,
no one cares.
Nobody
Yeah.
cares.
That's like something I feel like people talk about a lot in high school. It's like, oh, when's your first kiss? And like, no one has ever asked me that in college, ever. No one cares. Like, they just like, whatever wavelength you're on, you just go with that. And there's some people like,
Everything's a spectrum.
True.
That's how I think of.
Also, in terms of like how you meet people, one thing that I didn't really get my freshman year is like, I thought it was like so like, you go to a party, you like meet some person, you like go home with them and stuff, but like that just like on so many levels doesn't make sense, at least for me, because I go to a really small school. Like I usually go to parties with my friends and I don't ditch them, but if I meet someone at a party and I like talk to them after that, that's usually like if like how something happens, but it's not like, oh, like just gonna go home with some like random person I just met. It's, I don't know, like personally that's not like how it was for me at all.
secondly, I am honestly so confused as to how to hook up with people in college with the whole roommate situation. Do you have any funny / horror stories about it? Thanks. Love you.
You
Yes!
sexile.
You sexile. Well, we said it at the exact same tone.
So weird. Lock the door. That's a really important.
If you have it locked, please do that.
Yeah.
I walked in on my roommate my freshman year after getting laundry. I went to the laundry room, came up, and I had my headphones in.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
my roommate, she had a long distance boyfriend, and me and my roommate didn't particularly get along very well.
At all.
Yeah, at all. And so we kind of just respected each other's space, and I couldn't hear anything because I had my headphones in, and they're like noise canceling headphones, so I can't hear anything. And the door's locked, so I'm like, oh, I must have locked it. That's weird, because she wasn't home before I left. And I was gone for maybe 15 minutes just down to the laundry room to pick up my laundry. So I come up, unlock the room, and I open it, and I see her, and she's naked. And she's naked video chatting with her boyfriend. But it didn't like connect when I saw her. I kind of just like, oh, hey, like you're home. And I walked into my bed, like put my laundry down. And she's like, oh, Ellie? And I was like, yeah. And I look at her, and I was staring at her for maybe like 2-3 seconds. Did not notice that she was naked at all. Like, had no idea. And then I was just like, oh! And like I ran out. It was so embarrassing. I felt really bad.
Yeah, I walked in on my roommate too. Like, she had a boyfriend, so I knew like when it was happening, because she'd very clearly say like, or like she was in the room a lot, so like she would be with her boyfriend, I would leave.
Was this last year?
It was last year. Yeah, like not this year. I came back to my suite, and the door, like, you can't, like, if the door's always locked, okay? So you can't leave it unlocked. So like it's just always locked, so I didn't think she was in there. And I put my ID card in, and so she could hear on the other side of the door. It's a good thing. She could hear like 2 seconds before someone was supposed to come in. So I opened the door like a crack, and she was like, Catherine, you don't want to do that. And I was just like, okay. I just, thank God, because like the crack of the door, I could only see my half of the room, and she was like right behind the door, so I didn't open enough to see that. I just like closed it, and luckily I had my phone, so I could be like slightly productive while she was, you know, finishing up her thing. But like, anyway, yeah, not recommended. Or you just like have them send you their schedule. Like I do that because I need a film in my room, but like literally just say send me your schedule, and then you know when they're gonna be gone and you have their room. Or you literally just like, so a lot of times the guys are better at it, where the guys will really make an effort to have their room be clear.
Yeah, they do that.
And like,
Sexiling, that's literally like get the fuck out. Like,
Yeah.
You're out of here.
You're outta here.
I need a girl in.
Helps if you and your roommate are good, like are on like good terms,
Yeah.
because then you can like talk to them and be cordial about it instead of, because I mean, I feel like if you didn't have a good relationship with your roommate, it'd be kind of annoying if they kept kicking you out of your own room to have sex with people.
Another question is it easier to get asked out in college than in high school? Like, she has a long-distance boyfriend, and so she doesn't want to get asked out. So she's nervous, someone's gonna like make a move on her, and she's gonna be like, eh.
It really depends on the school. Like at my school, okay, you have to understand my school's like 3,000 people, so it's like a high school. So if you have a boyfriend, chances are after like a month, everyone's gonna know you have a boyfriend. Either just like from the fact that you don't really go out that much, or like if they add you on Facebook, which like at my school again, everyone adds each other. You just know. You see photos and you see the relationship and stuff. And like at least at a small school, that's something you have to worry about that much.
I mean, I'm at a school of like 18,000 or like almost 19,000, and now that I have a boyfriend, like if I join something new, I don't think people automatically know I have a boyfriend just because like it's on Facebook official and like I don't like blast it all over. Like it's pretty obvious if you look at all, but like when I first joined a club and they're meeting me face to face, they probably wouldn't know. But like at a party, if you go to a party without like your boyfriend or girlfriend and like, someone asks you to dance, you just say no. Like usually they won't just like come up and start making out with you right there. So you have some time to be like, yo, I'm not into that. If I start dancing on you, you're just like, no, I don't want that. It's like,
it has a lot to do with how you act too.
Yeah.
Like just like act like you're in a relationship. Like don't like go like making eye contact with random people. Like
Just don't look at anyone. Just don't.
Don't sometimes literally eye contact. You're just like it's like don't do that.
That's how Camille lands all over eye contact. What's the LGBTQ scene like? They said at USC, but like at every single one of your schools. And mine, like, it's LA, so clearly like a lot of gay people. Like it's pretty obvious. You pretty much know when someone's gay. Or like they just like, I mean, not everyone just like comes out to you right when they meet you or anything, but over time, if you actually get to know them as a person, it's like meaningful that you actually know them, they'll tell you. And we have like, oh my gosh, what's it called? Called Lambda, and it's like a gay or queer like LGBTQ whole like organization. So they have like gay prom and like they have a bunch of events to go on. They have like discussions and everything. And then I think I'm pretty sure it's like a gay straight alliance or something like that on campus, but it's like pretty prevalent depending on like who you hang out with and what major you are and everything.
Yeah, ditto. Well, at my school, it's like, I know a lot of city schools, a lot of the guys that go to the schools are pretty gay. Like, a lot of them are gay.
Yeah, I've heard Stanford has like a lot of gay guys, actually.
Like, Boston has a lot. I know NYU's like
NYU,
almost.
definitely.
But, like, Boston is a pretty gay city, so a lot of people there are gay. And a lot of my friends are actually gay, but that's just because of like the sports team I'm on.
Rugby, everyone.
Rugby,
if you want to be part of the LGBTQ scene.
Join rugby. But yeah, I think a lot of city schools are pretty accepting, and there's a pretty big gay scene just because you are in the city. I know there are a lot of gay clubs in Boston, and everyone at like, I know a lot of other gay people at other schools.
Mine's non-existent.
At all?
Don't go to the south.
Not that I really know of. Yeah, I mean, Atlanta's actually a pretty gay city, but like, I would say Emory is pretty conservative. Like,
okay. Was there any way for you to know that before you chose like Emory? Like if you wanted to know? Like I feel like if you're not in college already and you want there to be
honestly,
scene.
if you just, I feel like touring and just like seeing the student body helps a lot.
I think why people ask so many questions about relationships and hookups, it's like hard to tell that when you're touring because you're obviously not part of like nightlife, you aren't a student there, so you don't know what's like going on and everything. But if you can talk to people at the school, that's like probably the best help you can get because like an admissions counselor's not going to tell you. Like the tour, like as a tour guide, I'm not going to tell you like what the hookup scene is like at USC. It's very weird for me to talk about.
Go up to people and like talk to them. It's actually really
yeah. I mean at USC like people are super open. They will talk about USC for days, so you can definitely ask them. And if they don't talk about it, that might give you some clue into like people are weird about it at that school. Thank you so much for watching. I know there's probably like a bazillion more questions you could ask about college relationships and hookups. So for those of you that are in college or like going to college, definitely try to help each other out in the comments with like your experience and everything. And then there are tons of other videos on YouTube, just like this one. I'm sure they'll pop up in the suggested videos. I want to thank all my pals here for being in the video. And I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching, and Katherout.